Good morning, everyone. It's Cassie. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome back to Frostpunk 2. So, we watched me die in the prologue, or fail the prologue. We watched me beat the prologue, and now let's watch me probably fail at chapter 1. We have... I'm pausing because we have some things we need to talk about here. We have to secure coal and expand shelter, frostbreak to a shallow coal seam, and construct an extraction district, turn the generator on, construct new housing districts to address the lack of shelter. Okay, we have 514 scraps, we have 2,500 prefabs, we have no cores. Cores are something left over from the first game. Or I guess brought over from the first game, and I'm also seeing a beacon, which is exciting. And we have a bunch of new things down here that we did not have during the prologue. So I imagine this is going to be hard. Let's jump in. We will frostbreak to a shallow coal seam. Let's look for a shallow coal seam. We have... There's a lot of stuff on this map. That's nice. Frozen forest, abandoned ruins. We have some rich soil over here, a bunch of rich soil over here. Shallow coal seam right here. Frostbreak to that, I suppose. I'm not seeing one that's any closer. Okay. Turn on the generator. Construct new housing districts to address the lack of shelter. Can I put new housing districts in here by the generator? Doesn't look like it. We also have, how much? We have 8,000 population, 4,600 workforce. We do need shelter. Okay, we've got more districts than we had last time. We can put housing... It kind of looks like we can put housing here, but it also kind of looks like there is housing here, so that's confusing. Alright, we'll get a housing district going there. We've got people going toward this coal seam here. We'll need to do a lot more frostbreaking, I'm sure. And we can't turn the generator on yet until we get an extraction point set up on this, or an extraction district set up on that seam. It's good that I can pause the game while I figure this stuff out. This is all frostbroken. That's good. We have a bunch of stuff that we already need. No, it's not. Maybe it is. It kind of looks like it is. So we've got some prefabs here. Can I already set up extraction districts on them? Yes. Good. Why 6, I wonder. Alright, I'll just do a whole big cluster of extraction district and encompass all of those 3 units. That seems like a good thing, actually. And food. Heat stamps. Stockpilable resource that can be spent on frostbreaking, funding construction, or when using specific actions. How are they different from scraps? Do I need both scraps and heat stamps? Okay. Oh, and I might also... I'm not touching these other 2 coal seams yet, but I kind of might want to do something like what I'm doing here and set up an extraction district on top of all of the coal seams at one time, so I might want to frostbreak out a little bit more if I can. It kind of looks like I don't need to. This area appears to already be frostbroken. So we'll see. And I want to get food going, if at all possible. So my intent is to get a bunch of resources going early and hope for the best. Or frost breaking is done, so we should be able to put an extraction district up on the coal seams. We have a housing district still going in here, and we'll put another one probably here. We had some space for it right here. Expanding districts. I missed it. That's fine. Oh look, this looks cool. It looks very different from what the first game looked like, and even what the prologue looked like. Housing. Captain is dead, the coal is gone, the generator is off, we're doomed. I don't know about that, man. We're working on it. I didn't consider the fact that we do need heat for extraction districts. Oops. That is on me. Resolved Dupree. Did you hear? The steward ordered us. I missed it. Oh well. Now pray a whiteout doesn't collapse at all like last time. Dark. We're nearly there on our coal district. We're there on our coal district. We can turn the generator on now, in theory. Yes, we can. Cool. What's this? The generator wakes. A child is born. People gather around the generator tower as it wakes with a thundering shudder and bestows heat on us yet again. This is the heart of the city, our last line of defense against the cold, our first hope for a future, any future. Steward, there's a couple who says their first child, a daughter, was born at the exact moment the generator sprang to life again. They call her Lily May. They ask that you bless her. You gave us hope back. Thanks to you, our child may yet have a future ahead of her. People are hopeful that there is a future for them after all. Very well, Lily May. May your life be warm and wind spare your paths. Okay, so we do need a second housing district, and it still doesn't look like I can put one here, even though it kind of looks like I can put one here, but I think these are maybe just the warmer spotches, you know what I mean? Can I do any other square here? Yes. Whatever. It's ugly, but it is effective. Okay, so with food coming in, how are we doing on food? Okay, we've got a bunch of food stockpiled, lasts 186 weeks, but we are at a detriment where it seems like we're down 24 food a day, in fact. What other points do we have? Oh. We have a bunch more hubs. I don't think we need hubs just yet, or need to be thinking about hubs just yet. We have more food situations that we can put in. What's this? Materials. So over here we have prefabs coming in. We don't yet have materials coming in, so I do want to do that. And we can expand that district out if we need to. And then we will have food, housing, heat, materials, and prefabs coming in. I'm still kind of trying to get my bearings on what these resources are and for what they are needed. I can see materials. I can't see prefabs. Do I have that backward? Yes, I do. I can see both, but I can't see what the need is for the prefabs. Scraping the barrel. Good work, Steward. We have secured a new coal deposit. It's part of the last vein in New London. There are still some deposits left, but they won't last for long. We'll need to improve our mining to use it efficiently, but the city's communities are voicing different ideas about how to use it. We must decide whose ideas are worth pursuing. We must choose a solution. Expand an existing housing district. Build a research institute. Research an idea for new coal mines. Research institute. Must be in here. Yep. Okay, we do have individual buildings. And construct the newly researched building in the extraction district. Okay, I'm going to start by building a research institute. Can I put it... Where can I put it? Just kind of anywhere? No. Yes? I haven't tried to put it anywhere. Maybe I should read about it. Requires 400 workforce for construction, 100 heat stamps, and 50 prefabs. Demands 20 heat. Unlocks the idea tree. That doesn't really tell me where I can build it. In districts, if there's an empty building slot available inside of them. Okay. So I think I need to start with expanding housing. I want these two squares out of there, but, you know, it's whatever. I don't know if that's going to open up a building slot. I don't know if the buildings need to go into other districts. I guess I can... Buildings is N. I guess I'm going to have to hold my horses. I also think I need to be working toward more coal. And I know that we are in the process of researching mining, but we do still have coal on the map that we can get to. Deacon Grace, 51, priestess, praying to the generator. Such a relief to have you back on. O holy generator, provider and sustainer, our light, our heart, our shining beacon, hear our prayer. Make us instruments of your light, that we might fill the hearts of our flock with your radiance, and forever fight against the cold of the frost. May you forever warm our path. The generator is revered and beloved by the faith keepers. Noted.
Frostbite victims. A special infirmary queue has been opened. Report for amputation without delay.
Okay. So, the Wanderers are neutral toward me. They're over here. The Frostlanders... We don't have Wanderers in this one. The Frostlanders are neutral toward me. The Faith Keepers are favorable toward me. And the New Londoners are neutral toward me. We have factions in this game. Cool. So now that we have built that, do we have a space for a building? No. How do we get to a space for a building, I wonder? That doesn't seem to have actually expanded our existing... It didn't. I created a new housing district. Okay. Learned a lesson on that one. Okay, food seems alright, but we do need to be thinking more about it. Materials, same. Prefabs are fine. Deadly cold. Some of our people have frozen to death already? We'll be in better shape once we get this coal district set up. Wow, this is a big map. I want to get more food set up. Can we get the stockpile, the research institute in now? Yes, we can. Right there. Perfect. Why do we have so many employed in our housing district? That seems like a lot.
Steward.
Deaths due to cold. Problems in the city. Steward, a cold wave has taken the lives in the city. People were found frozen not only in the open streets, but in some houses and workplaces as well. The air is thick with grief and anger. People fear the horror of years past will return under your leadership. Yikes. They want the council to ensure new laws can help with fighting this crisis. Reassuring them would be prudent. People will continue to freeze to death until cold is brought down. Trust falls, I see. Well, we did just get a second coal district set up. Our available heat is good. We can now research new ideas.
Hear us, Steward.
Different ideas. Communities of New London. A small crowd gathers outside the new research institute, arguing about how to exploit the last coal veins. The Faith Keepers and New Londoners want us to lean on machine-powered mining, but the Frostlanders would have us pursue a more frugal solution. They would never display such discord under the captain's rule. You have to choose who to entrust with developing their idea. The communities of New London have different perspectives. You may not be able to please everyone. Show me our options. I'll make my decision now. This will open the decision tree, or decide later. I'll keep this in mind. Idea tree. We need new ideas to move forward. However, different communities may propose diverging answers to the same issue. They will only pursue solutions that align with their worldview. Choosing a community to develop an idea will improve your relations to that community. I see. Okay, so for the coal mines, heating. How can we mine more coal? Mining operations where residue coal dust is sucked up and compressed into briquettes to maximize the use of the resources. No one else shares this idea. 400 workforce, 150 coal output. Disease is slightly increased, 20 materials demand. The Faith Keepers agree with this one. Blasting coal mines constructed in extraction districts. Operations using explosive drilling to rapidly exploit coal deposits generating noxious fumes. 300 workforce requirement, 180 coal output, so that's better in both regards. Squalor is increased, 60 materials demand. Or, the New Londoners agree with this idea, blasting coal mine. It's the same thing. Okay, so we've got 2 for blasting coal mine, and none for the Frostlanders. Okay, I see. No one agrees with the Frostlanders, but 2 people have this one. I guess we're going with this one. Research for 50, is that scraps? Or is it heat thingums? Heat stamps. Okay, scraps were what heat stamps are. Gotcha. We could use more material generation. This is ruins. What is this? Prefabs. This over here is materials. Do I need to frost break to it?
Remember,
I can't frost break.
your heat lamp maintained. It might just save your life.
I don't have the workforce for frost breaking right now. Research an idea for the coal mines. That's what we're doing now. We made that choice on the tree. And construct the newly researched building in the extraction district. What's this saying? Oh, is that my research? It's so hard to find my cursor in this game. Yes, that's my research. What is this? Goods. I don't know how goods are earned. I'm assuming that I'm going to learn about these other districts. We only had these 3 in the prologue. Same with hubs. We had 1 hub, which was food stockpile, and now we have a bunch of hubs. And buildings are new. Council Hall requires 100 more workforce. Why do we have so little workforce? Is it that many children? These look like beacons to me. These little punching bags, the little speed bags you see here. And in the last game, beacons were a way for you to send out expeditions to gain more resources, either by finding things and bringing them back in one-time use situations, or by setting up resource depots if you found a vein, say. My headphones are crushing my skull. Okay, so I think we're doing okay on food. We're not, we have a surplus now, which is good. So we'll hold steady on that. Also with materials, we still haven't yet hit surplus, but we are hopefully going to be doing better soon. We have a surplus of shelter. We do not have a surplus of heat. We have 50 unfulfilled heat. So when we're done researching this, you know, we'll hopefully have some better ideas about heat. And we're getting there. Okay, blasting coal mine is a new building, and we can put it in somewhere. No, we can't. We need 300 workforce, so I'll have to take some people off some buildings, some extraction sites for the short term, and we can take them off food, and then we'll put them back on.
Help us keep you warm. Report all leaks and damages to the nearest maintenance office.
Okay, Zeitgeist City. Oh, sorry, Zeitgeist City direction. You can monitor the zeitgeist of your city in the bottom left corner of the screen. Zeitgeist means spirit of time, yes it does, and describes the direction of your city on 3 axes: technology, economy, and society. The bottom left corner. Progress. We will build machines to carve our place in ice. We will improve ourselves with technology. We will rip resources from the frozen earth to sustain everyone. We will bend nature to our will, and we will thrive. Adaptation. Fighting against the cold is futile. We will not give in to the hubris of machines. The frost makes steel brittle. We will adapt, even if it requires sacrifice. So we have 6 sick. When we're done building that coal extraction, the blasting coal mine, we'll open that farm back up, or the food extraction district, a place to settle differences. With the new mine, the impending doom of depleting coal is postponed, yet differences between communities remain. The weakening captain wanted to establish a council to settle them. He didn't live to see it through. It falls to you, Steward. The people of New London want a say in how it's run. The first decision, whether you should continue to lead the city. We need a council. That's a pretty serious. The steward reactivated the generator and got us housing. That gets my vote. I'm going to turn this back on now. No, I'm not. Enough debating. Let's set up the council and put the stewardship to a vote. Build the council hall, pass the vote of confidence. N button. We're still struggling with materials. Somehow. Because we're extracting prefabs from over here, not materials. This is wood. This is food. Here we are. The council gathers for the first time. We can vote on new laws. Anticipation fills the air as the council opens. The captain ruled with a firm hand for years, but those times died with him. Now the communities of the city want their say. The Faith Keepers are the only organized faction and have a strong opinion on everything. They are devoted to what they claim was the late captain's vision. That's captain's plural, because of this misplaced comma. A godly society built on progress, equality, and tradition. The New Londoners and Frostlanders clash over our survival strategy, though neither has a firm stance on economic or societal issues. Then there are those who view the Faith Keepers with contempt for their role in New London's history, but they keep to the shadows for now. Based on your handling of the coal crisis, the first decision is whether you should maintain your role as steward. Open the session. This is a big council. When you return to the council in the future, you will be able to propose laws to vote upon, but for now a special vote needs to happen. The communities of New London have to accept you as their leader. Be careful. If you fail, this will be the end of your rule. I see. 422, hesitant 74, against 4. People are divided. Vote or negotiate. Should the steward remain in power? If this vote fails, the delegates will immediately remove you from office. You are tolerated. Negotiate with the delegates and try to influence the way they vote. Negotiate with the New Londoners, mostly hesitant. The Faith Keepers seem to be in favor of, and let's vote. Let's negotiate with the New Londoners. Vote for. They will vote for passing the law during the next vote, or against. Should the steward remain in power if the blah blah blah. What am I missing? Okay, on their terms, we have to build a blasting coal mine. We've already built one, and we can build more. I think it's going to be fine. Or automated logistics bay, or mechanical factory. I think we can go with build a blasting coal mine. I think that's fine. Click on a delegate to view their profile. Neat. That's very granular. Oh, it's the... Okay, it's not so granular. Community service and expedition support is what the Frostlanders want. I want that too. The New Londoners want community service or city development effort, and the Faith Keepers are a lot more organized, and they want community service, contagion prevention, and childhood. Okay. I think the vote would pass if I don't negotiate with anyone else, but let's see if we can negotiate with the Frostlanders since they are mostly hesitant. Vote. Does this change things? No. Research and hold vote. Law. Weather adjusted shifts. Building. Gleaning harvester hangar. Or Vanguard logistics bay. We can go with gleaning harvester hangar. 400 workforce is a lot, but 20% harvesting efficiency is good. Or this is just a law. Production efficiency is slightly decreased. Disease is slightly decreased. Heat demand in districts and other housing. That's good. We'll go with that. Okay. Only 2 people against me, and I wish I could see who they are and just like give them a little kick. But I think let's go to vote. Oh, cool. Blew it out of the water.
The eyes havoc.
Knocked it out of the park. Fuel for the future. A steward you shall remain then. Good. There are challenges ahead. Expanding coal extraction is a great success, but the vein will only last so long. We need to explore the Frostland for a permanent source of fuel. Otherwise, the city will have no future at all. We must find more fuel.
New rule enters into force.
Okay, so I have to build one blasting coal mine. Not a problem. Where's my... Here it is. I have to research weather-adjusted shifts. Can I do that now? Resources, Frostland, City, Society, Hubs. Society, Hospitals, Watchtowers, Tradition. Generator up. Where might I find weather-adjusted shifts? Okay, here we go. In the worker shifts section. Weather-adjusted shifts. Research for 50. Cool. Let's appease everyone and see what kind of mistake I'm making by doing so. Build a logistics district on an old way station and find a permanent source of fuel outside the city. For logistics, what do I need? Moose over it. A lot of workers that I do not have. Okay. I'm still kind of wondering how more citizens find their way into my city. We haven't encountered that yet. New Londoners' demands met. The New Londoners are delighted you kept your word. They now look upon your rule more positively and consider you a leader with integrity. Relations with New Londoners improve, trust rises. I see. Okay, so the New Londoners are here. Still neutral. But that's okay, because we're working on it. And then we will also have improvements with this faction, the Frostlanders, when this is done researching. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. And I might eat crow on that. We'll see. How are we doing on heat? We have 415 available heat. How, if we were to turn this off, how would that impact everything? We had 385 available heat. Okay, not so bad. And we gained a lot of workforce by doing that, so we can do some of the stuff that we need to do. Build a logistics district on an old way station. Is that what this is? What are you? Yes, you are an old way station. Do I need to... Yes, I do.
Keep your face and ears covered.
Let's get that one out. I'm frostbreaking to it. That's what I'm doing. There's a permanent source of food back here. That's nice. We need a permanent source. That's an old way station too. We need a permanent source of a lot of things. If we can find them. So far, oh, there's another permanent source of food. That's a permanent source of materials. And I don't see a permanent source of these prefabs. Okay. We'll figure it out. I'll need to do a little more frost breaking when I'm done with that frost breaking to get to that. Can I just... No. I have to be more deliberate about what I click. And find a permanent source of fuel outside the city. Good, okay, that's fine. We have most of our research done for this, the weather-adjusted shifts. We're using a little more heat, so hopefully eventually we'll start gaining more citizens and we'll find more permanent sources of heat, and then we'll have like a surplus. That would be nice. Build a Frostlander demands met. The Frostlanders are delighted you kept your word. They now look upon your rule more positively and consider you a leader with integrity. Relations with Frostlanders improve, trust rises. I see. Let's build our logistics district out here. We need 6 squares for that. Delegate session. A vote on weather-adjusted shifts to be held in 10 weeks. This is fun. I haven't actually commented on whether I'm having fun in this game yet. This is my 3rd video for this game, but I am having a good time. I really enjoyed the first game. It was a different kind of challenge than this one is, but I am enjoying this one too. Do I need to be researching things independent of the suggestions I get from people? I wonder. It was very crucial in the first game to always be researching something. So, I have to assume, yes, I have to assume I should be doing, like, constant research. Hospitals, youth hospitals, I think would be important. What's in the youth section? Dutiful youth, the faith keepers are the only people who feel like this. No one else shares this idea, is what I mean to say. Young adults participate in volunteering activities under the supervision of elders who teach them moral values. Percentage of active workers is increased, crime slightly decreased. Unlocks the youth volunteer duty city ability, which bolsters the city's workforce but decreases trust. No one else has ideas. The Frostlanders and the New Londoners don't have suggestions here, so, you know, I mean, they don't like this idea. Only 12% do. So I'll hold off. I actually don't know if I should be researching something now. And I didn't look at how the other societies perceive weather-adjusted shifts. That's a mistake I made. Don't make that mistake when you play. Cold is minor and growing, so I need to keep heat going. But that's what we're working on. We're working on finding a permanent source of fuel outside the city. Crime is absent and diminishing, increased by goods scarcity. We haven't yet gotten into goods, really. We can now survey the frozen lands around New London and find a source of fuel to ensure its future. Okay. This is what the beacon was in the last game. So I guess those punching bags weren't beacons like I thought they were. Makeshift shelters. Overpopulation and dwindling fuel reserves force many residents of New London to take refuge in these temporary shelters built around a small hot spring. Its inhabitants wait for conditions to improve enough for them to return home. Take those New Londoners back in, sends 5 Frostland teams gains 5 Frostland teams and 2,665 New Londoners, or come back later. Let's take them back in. And then we have stuff in only 2 places, the foothills and the frozen bay. They made it here. That's good. 10,585 population. Possible findings, prefabs, cores, and Frostland dwellers. Possible findings, Frostland dwellers. Threat level safe. Threat level safe. Let's launch the expedition to here, and, you know, there's more possible findings. That's what I want. Okay, and now, how do we get back? Just as we did in the last game. Zoom back in.
Please give the right of way to frost-breaking teams in transit.
We need more shelters, so I'm going to expand this out a little bit more. Okay, that's my expedition. We have some workforce now, though, so I can turn some things back on. I did want to turn this back on. And can I also turn this back on? Good. Will this be enough houses, I wonder, and hope? Nope. I still need to start thinking about getting prefabs back in. We're getting some from somewhere, but I don't quite know from where. Oop, weather-adjusted shifts rejected by the delegates. Vote held on Frostlander's proposal. Cindy's pa went and got her a governess, like she's gonna be a duchess or something. Not on our watch. We roughed up the little bitch all right. Oh no. Ferguson's boys will learn this too. If they try and wife us again tonight, we'll pull razors and say we'll cut out their eyes. It'll be good fun. She's interesting. But what we want is a proper rumble. Short blades only. Come on, who wants to play? The lack of law regulating childhood is causing tension to rise throughout the city. Okay, so we were looking at a childhood law, but it didn't look promising. We need more houses. Food is okay for now, but I'd like to get more going, especially since I spotted that a couple permanent food sources on the map. I can only do 3. Alright. Heat's fine. We're not hurting for heat right now, and we're looking for permanent sources. We have, again, materials, no prefabs here. Good. And wood here, and materials nowhere. And we need materials. Actually. Do we have materials somewhere? If wood counts as materials, then yes. It says we have an extraction district somewhere. So I guess that's it, yes. And we'll frost break out a little bit more through here. Actually, yep, that's what I want to do. Okay. Do I want to frost break toward more food? There's one permanent food source here and one here, but there's nothing else over here, and there's a bunch more food over here, so I kind of want to do that. This is a food district, extraction district, so yes, let's make our way over here. Okay, the prologue took pretty much an hour, both times we played it.
Do not be alarmed by any unusual noises coming from the generator.
Okay.
Routine maintenance work is underway.
Okay. The prologue took us an hour both times we played it, but it looks like the chapters are going to take significantly longer. So I'll break the chapters out into multiple videos. We'll save, we'll come back to them when we can. When one door closes, the first crack. Steward, the Faith Keepers have begun their monthly processions, visiting each door in the city as a symbol of the captain's presence alive in every home. However, a select group of Frostlanders refuse to leave their doors open. We aren't getting in their way, we just don't want strangers barging into our homes, one says. We are all one flock under his wing, urged a priest. How can we be united if one of us steps away? What should we do? Support all doors open. This subgroup of Frostlanders will oppose the decision. Relations improve with New Londoners and Faith Keepers. Stop the procession. This subgroup of Frostlanders will support this decision. Relations slightly worsen with New Londoners and Faith Keepers, or do not interfere. Relationships slightly worsen with all communities. Personally, I would not want the Faith Keepers barging into my home. Just saying. So, but like also, we don't need to totally stop the procession. Why don't we just have the Faith Keepers skip these homes? Why is that not an option? I think since this subgroup of Frostlanders is it seems like a pretty small group of people, that seems like the best decision for the rest of my relationships. And I hate it. I wouldn't want this personally, but I have to make decisions based on what will get me furthest in the game. Performing sermons. Okay. Wow, population growth. We're having a tough time staying on top of houses, so I may want to build a whole nother housing district, because expanding the current housing districts isn't really doing much. The city grows. Steward. A new count has revealed significant growth in our population in recent weeks. Some attribute the rise to an influx of settlers from the Frostland, others to births outnumbering deaths. Whatever the cause, we have adjusted our calculations of the city's needs to reflect the new numbers. 1,587 more people live in this city. Okay, I do want to make another housing district. I want to keep it pretty close to the generator. The further out I move these houses, the less warm they are. Why is this off? Oh no, it's not off, it's just low. Okay. That is the... it's warming up noise, but it's about to cool off. Dutiful youth, new law proposed by Faith Keepers. Can I... how do I... influence laws? Like this, okay. 418, hesitant 77 against 5. Let's negotiate. If you vote for, I will give you research and hold vote. Law, machine-centric shifts to put less pressure on workers. Workplaces must keep machines powered around the clock and adjust working hours accordingly. Heat overclocking. The excess heat produced by industrial machines will be re-injected back into the machines to allow them to operate at a higher capacity. Production efficiency is increased. Mass-produced goods. In order to overcome scarcity, we will organize our production lines to increase goods production. This is a step towards progress. Let's do that one then. Wow, that was easy. Okay.
The votes are in. The measure passes.
Okay, so now I just need to pass mass-produced goods. Is that in my research tree somewhere? Salvaging factory, mechanical factory. Nope. Not in that one, anyway.
The delegates have reached a decision. A new law takes hold.
Okay, I gotta find that, right? Like, I have to find it before I can do anything with it. Seems like I can maybe change the laws. That's interesting. Salvaging, mechanical. Filtration towers, moss filtration, ventilation, untreated sawmill, mechanized sawmill. It's not in heating. Housing insulation I might could do though. That's kind of what I've been looking for. Maintenance duty? I'll do maintenance. Housing blocks, subsidized, or housing blocks. I'll find it another time. I might look up where it can be found. The game just came out today though, so who even knows if anybody knows. By the way, I'm recording, this is my third video that I have recorded on the day this game came out. I'm tired. Okay, so we have some options here. Old Observatory. This towering structure often attracts outcasts and scavengers who would rather live together in cold isolation than follow the laws of New London. The settlement has been in decline since the collapse of their observation tower. Some may be willing to reconsider the situation and join us in the city. Escort the willing, come back later. Rusted engine. The jettisoned secondary engine of a dreadnought. Under its hull we found a core, an irreproducible component from before the frost that we can use to power our most advanced technology. It's interesting that it's irreproducible because you could produce them in the first game. Fissures and ice suggest the dreadnought traveled to the frozen bay a long time ago. Dismantle gets 2 cores, or come back later. I'm weighing options. A mining complex inhabited by children of a long time ago. Over the years, they grew older and became citizens of New London. The last miners were ordered home by the captain, but now we know some coal remains in the shafts. The approach trail is in poor condition, but we've found a warehouse with prefabs the captain intended to use to improve it. We could take them or leave them in place if we want to use the mine again. Take them. Using the mine will take more Frostland teams. This is plus 300 prefabs and 5 Frostland teams. Keep the prefabs for trail maintenance. Future miners will surely appreciate a maintained trail. Using the mine will take fewer Frostland teams, or come back later. We'll come back later. Let's gather cores. Okay. And here's where we'll call it a day. Oh, nope, we'll do this and then we'll call it a day. Coal is running out. Steward, some of the coal deposits in this district will soon run out. The Faith Keepers and the New Londoners believe they can use explosives to access deeper veins of coal. Frostlanders say we should send children for the mist ore in the tighter tunnels. Some did this as kids themselves in the abandoned mine outpost, and they survived unscathed. Should we support any of these ideas to extend the deposit? Lay explosives improves relationships with the New Londoners and the Faith Keepers. Recruit child volunteers improves relations with the Frostlanders, or avoid all risks. This increases the coal in all deposits by 10%, this by 15%, and it doesn't seem to have a detriment. Like, your kids are not going to get sick and die, it looks like, because of this. I mean, they might, but it doesn't say so here, so I'm going to go with let's send in the kids. And here's where we'll end. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I still am enjoying this game. This is a lot of fun, and that's why this is the 3rd hour I've played it today. I really appreciate you for being here. I hope you